Is it on? Aye, it's on. Can we just take a minute to admire this beautiful track shot that I made? Alright trips, welcome to Skateboarding with your da. Let me tell you a wee story about a place called Troon. What can I tell you about Troon? It's near an airport in Prestwick, a couple of miles down the road. There's like sea and stuff, and there's a brand new skate park, just opened about this time last year. How cool is that? Gonna do something a bit different today, both here at the desk and on camera. Since I don't normally skate transition, which I'm sure you'll be able to tell from watching this, I figured I would talk you through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what my thought process is, and what's working and what isn't. They say imitation's the most sincere form of flattery or something like that. I'm not a philosopher. I don't know if that's true, and even if it is outright copying still flattery? I don't know. Regardless, I'm stealing this entire video concept from the one and only Anthony from Adventures in Skateboarding at 40+. Everything right down to the beer. Okay, I tell a lie, it's not beer. It's Tesco's finest KX energy drink, but the sentiment's all the same. Suppose you could say the only thing I haven't stolen from Anthony is his transition skills, unfortunately. Shout out to Anthony, legend, please don't sue me. Right, so obviously where I live we don't have skate parks like this. I've got to settle for the crappy council park. If there was two things that I learned from this video, number one, I am not good at carving and pumping, and number two, going to a skate park at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon when the sun's out is not the best idea, especially if you don't want to be running over scooter kids all over the place. Yeah, so obviously I don't skate transition very much at home, and you can kind of tell. So what I was aiming for here is just carving around the wall and not tic-tacking at the end of it. Try and get one smooth motion and come out of it cleanly, which didn't seem to be working very well. At this point, obviously I realised that something needed to change, so let's go on a wee adventure along the side of the skate park here, and we'll go and have a look in your dad's bag. Nothing exciting, I'm afraid, it's just a skate tool. Anyone that knows me will know that I like my trucks tight. Maybe not quite as tight as I used to, but I like them pretty tight. And even then, after loosening them off, I still felt like I was kind of tic-tacking a bit, didn't have the freedom of movement. And that's probably because I'm skating an 8-inch board. It really doesn't have a lot of give, especially when you're trying to make quick turns. So going for a bit more crouching and leaning there, and getting snaked for the 873rd time. This one's not necessarily an example of getting snaked. If anything, I was in his way that time. Going for a bit more crouch, but try and stand up a bit more in the transition. You need to pay attention over on the right hand side of your screen here, and this is why I don't like going to skate parks when it's busy with young kids. You'll see a serious near miss there. That could have been a lot worse than it was, and that scares the living shit out of me. So again, with a lower stance, trying to crouch a bit more. Minor variations of the same thing. Up to this point, I'm really not making a lot of progress. Yeah, tough kids these days. I think that would have been a session ender for me, but they just bounced back. Here you're about to see another example of me getting in the way. It just goes to show that it can happen with anyone, even people a bit more experienced. 3 more tries. There's never 3 more tries though, is it? And it wasn't, but I've taken the liberty of cutting it down to the best 3 out of the last probably 400 tries. No need to thank me, just hit the subscribe button down there and like this video, that is more than enough for me. So this attempt I thought I would try the roll in instead, change the angle a bit, helped a little bit I suppose. This is definitely the last one. The audio isn't great there, so for anyone that didn't get that, this is definitely the last try. I'm knackered. Is it though? Is it da? Board tap there. I would say this is probably about the point that I decided I'd had enough. Or not. So I decided to go for a different line, and suddenly nobody is using the bowl. Just going for a little line here, nothing too complicated, just an ollie over the brick section, kicked on the quarter pipe, and then up and over the box, mound, hump, lump, bump thing. I don't know, volcano? Let me know in the comments what you would call it. And you can just see the frustration in my face there, that says it all. So here's a fun fact. It was originally meant to be Edward Norton that was cast to play me in this video, but we had to make some last minute changes because of his behaviour on set. I felt kind of bad though. I later found out he was undergoing treatment for schizophrenia. He was seen talking to himself in the alley behind the skate park. Something about a guy called Robert Paulson. I don't know, it was weird, but other than that he seemed like a nice guy. Relatable. Dependable. Other words ending in "able." Anyway, this one's pretty frustrating because you would think by now they've seen me do the same line 50 times in a row. So that was a decent enough ollie there, just got to try and complete the line without getting swarmed with. I'm gonna bite my tongue here. I wanted to say something nasty and I wouldn't like it if people said those kind of things about my kids. They're young kids, like, what can you expect? Nice little chill line trick thing to end the session, just a little roll up Nosestall on the ledge at the top of the bank. By this point I'd kind of gave up. It was getting to the end of the day, daylight was fading, park was far too busy for what I was trying to do and trying to film, so I decided by that point, that's it, that'll do, we're off home. And I'll be going back to this skate park at some point in the very near future, so keep an eye on the thing and do the thing where you click that thing down there and subscribe and turn on notifications, and you'll probably see me make another 7,300 attempts at not doing a kick turn in the bowl. But until then, your Dadsplaining Avon.